Okay, so it has started recording, so we'll just continue with that. So, as I had mentioned that we will be taking a sutta. So what I'll do is first I'll share the uh, text on the chat. So I had saved that sutta. So one second, now what I have to do? Fine, okay. So anybody who wants to follow on? Because most of the things which I will take on this thing is I'll summarize most of the things, and I'll read the main parts of the sutta. Okay. So this is from Anguttara Nikaya, Book of Eights. The number is 42, 8.42 in detail. So the Buddha is giving us the information in detail. So the Buddha is starting out with the information which he has already given in the last sutta. Students observed complete in 8 factors. The Uposatha is of great fruit and benefit, extraordinarily brilliant and pervasive. And how is the Uposatha observed complete in 8 factors so that it is of great fruit and benefit, extraordinarily brilliant and pervasive? So now the Buddha is starting with what are the 8 factors which one has to look when you are trying to stay for this 24 hours in a meditative state. So first is abandoning and abstaining from destruction of life. That is, do not kill. So as arahants are there, all arahants also abandon and abstain from taking life or destruction of life. And in the same way, not taking what is not given. So not stealing. So all arahants also don't steal. They would preserve that precepts. The third is specific to arahants and monastics, which is complete abstinence from any kind of sensual activities and observing celibacy. So now arahants which are there or monks are there, they stay in this state. For a lay person also, they are taking up this for one day. They are staying in a way of celibacy for the day. In all arahants, the false speech is given. False speech has 4 kind of speech. One is the telling lies. Second is divisive speech. Means you go to one group and say something, go to another group, say something, and make them fight. That is divisive speech. Then harsh speech is this. Harsh speech is a speech which you use, and by using that speech, somebody gets hurt, like using sharp words, using words which can hurt others. So, or abusive words, the 4-letter words which we call in English. And then there is a frivolous speech. It's like gossip, talking about this and that, not about talking about the main factors. So that is the speech. Then intoxicants. So all kinds of intoxicants which dull the mind is also abandoned by somebody who is an arahant. And they eat only once a day. So arahant is there who eats once a day, or they don't eat after midday meal. So midday meal, after that, there are certain things allowed for a monk or monastics. And that is also allowed for any lay person who is doing the Uposatha. He is staying there. Then there are certain things which are allowed based on certain factors. There are other things which are there. They're not there in the same name. Like soup is allowed by the Buddha. Fruit juice is allowed. Ghee, oil, molasses, sugar. So all those things were allowed by the Buddha. Now, based on and medicinal, some herbs are allowed. So based on that, tea currently for the monastics, like the best who keep the precepts, the forest monasteries, they allow tea, coffee, they allow dark chocolate, which is bitter chocolate. Then they also allow cheese. because it is very similar to way. Way is also allowed by the Buddha at the time of the Buddha. So that is eating. Then you abstain from any kind of dancing, singing, watching of any shows. That things are abandoned. And then there is beautification. You wear jewelry, you wear scent or perfume, and all those things which are there is abandoned. And then the last thing is high and luxurious beds. High and luxurious beds were comfortable beds at the time of the Buddha, where they had this ornate beds. We can see it in many of the rich people's houses. The big beds are there. So for this one night, even people, as I had mentioned last time when I was in Vatpananachar, everybody would come there and bring their mats, and then they sleep on their mats. Or Thais have this habit of having personal tents. In the hall also, somebody will put their personal tent and then sleep in that tent, but will not sleep in the normal bed. So that is how they had this activity. Now, the Buddha is saying, what are the fruits and benefits of this? So I'll read a little bit, and I'll just then explain one by one each level which the Buddha is talking about. So the Buddha is saying that it is in this way, students, that the Uposatha is observed complete in 8 factors, so that it is of great fruit and benefit, extraordinarily brilliant and pervasive. To what extent is it of great fruit and benefit? To what extent is it extraordinarily brilliant and pervasive? So he is giving examples. Now, whenever the Buddha gives an example, there are 2 ways the Buddha gives an example. One is he will give the best and go to the least, or he will give the least and go to the best. Now he is giving the least amount which you can expect. And he goes further into better and better realms. So what he is saying is, suppose one were to exercise sovereignty and kingship over these 16 great countries, abounding in the 7 precious substances, that is, in the countries of Angans, the Magadhans, the Kasis, the Kosalans, the Vijayans, the Malans, the cities, the Vagans, Kurus, Panchalas, Machas, Surasenas, Akasas, Avantis, Gandharas, and Kambojas. This would not be worth a 16th part of the Uposatha observance, complete in those 8 factors. For what purpose? Because human kingship is poor compared to celestial happiness. So the Buddha is saying that if you had kingship over the whole of the 16 kingdoms which are there. So at the time of the Buddha, there were 16 great kingdoms. And that great kingdoms is talking about. And that if they were supposed to be, you get as a reward for spending one night in Uposatha. Or this 24 hours, you spend one day and one night you spend in the Uposatha, then as a reward, if it is given to you, the whole of the India kingship, that is also only 1/16 of the what is possible for you. So that is what he is saying, that for anything earthly which is there, 7 things which are there, jewels are considered to be jewels of wife, jewels of ministers, jewel of armies, elephants, and all these things which is mentioned in other suttas. So in everything which is possible for a king, you have that, and that is you have the whole 16 kingdoms. Then also it is very little. So now he is going and explaining different kind of deva realms. So when a being passes away and has enough merit, will go to some deva realm. So in this one night which you are spending, if you gain that merit, then you can go to kingship of the 4 great kings, Chatu Maharajika Deva Lok. So that kingship of the great kings which is there, one day in that kingdom is worth 50 years as a human being. So almost average human being life which is there, little less than that, but one day over there would be 50 years. And uh, uh, they live for 500 years in that space. So that would come up to 360 days in a year. The Buddha is explaining that every month is 30 days and there are 12 months, and that is 360 days in a year. And they stay there for 500 years, and each day is of 50 years. So that comes out to about 90 lakh years or 9 million years. So if a being based on his karma and what merit he has earned goes to four great king, Chatu Maharaji ka Devaloka, then he can stay there for 90 million or 90 lakh years or 9 million years. Now the next stage is Tavatimsa Devaloka. So this is the retinue of the 33 or heaven of the 33. So there is a good story for that also. I have mentioned that many times. So in that Devaloka, one day is of 100 years of a human life. And over there, the person, if a being goes there, it stays there for 1,000 years. So that comes out to 3.6 crore years or 36 million years. So then if he goes further, that is Yama Devaloka. It is translated as wonderful time or wonderful or virtuous realm. So this Yama Devaloka which is there, if one goes over there, one day is equal to 200 years of human existence, which is beyond any known human being living, you know. So one day, if Yama Loka somebody is living, it will be more than anybody on earth lives. We can say 100 years at least somebody lives over here in earth, but it is more than that. And then at that point also they live 2,000 years in that realm, and that would be about 14.4 crore or 144 million years, human years, a being would spend there. Then there is Tusita Devaloka, or it is considered to be contented or joyous Devaloka. There, one day is 400 years of human existence. And there 4,000 years one will be able to spend. That would be about 576 million years or 57.6 crore years. One stays over there. Then there is now Tusita Devaloka is also famous for the bodhisattvas before they are born on earth to take their last birth. They stay in Tusita Devaloka. So the now the next bodhisattva, the Buddha which is there, Maitreya Buddha. It is said that he is meditating in Tusita Devaloka, and when the appropriate time will be there, that time he will be born. So Tusita Devaloka is also a very well discussed and well mentioned in the suttas. Then there is Nimmana Rati Devaloka, which is they delight in the creation. So Tusita Devaloka, it was 400 years. So over here it is 800 years. One day of Tusita Nimmana Rati Deva is 800 years of human existence, and they stay there for 8,000 years. That would be about 230 crore years. They will be staying there. That is beyond our comprehension now. Now, the Parinimmana Rati Devaloka. Now, Parinimmana Rati Devaloka is controlling others' creation. So, they delight in the creations of others. So, this Devaloka, one day is 1,600 years. And they stay there for 1,600 years. That would be about 921 crore years. They will be staying in that realm. That is all these are Devalokas. Now there is Brahmaloka which is there. So Brahmalokas, they stay, the timeline which are mentioned in the Brahmaloka is based on the expansion and contraction, the time of the Big Bang, we can say. The universe creation and ending of universe. So that is a different level. So now the Buddha is only talking about this different stages one can go. Now, when I am talking about cosmology, after this, there are Brahmalokas. There are 3 Brahmalokas based on the first jhana. So if you have a lower level of understanding of the jhana, some occasionally you are then there is a one lower jhana. Then there is a middle jhana. You have middle understanding of the jhana. Sometimes you are, and then there is a mastery of the jhana. First jhana you have mastered, and that Brahmaloka you can go. In that same way, there are many Brahmalokas. Then above Brahmalokas, there are Arupalokas. In the Arupaloka, what happens is, in the Arupaloka, the person who is born in the Arupaloka, they have no body. So they just have mind. So they may, whenever a person is doing meditation and goes to Arupa jhanas, but not as per the Buddha's teaching, but the teaching which is for other sects or other way of going to Arupa jhanas from one-pointed concentration. Then they are born into that realm. But if you're doing meditation as per Buddha's way, the Buddha is saying that you will not be born in Arupa jhana. You will be born in some place where you will be able to continue your practice and then attain Nibbana in the heavenly realm itself. So that is what the Buddha is saying. So this is the Arupa jhana. Now, when we are at human realm, then there is a lower realm from the human realm that is called the hungry ghost realm. So there are many different hungry ghosts which are being mentioned by the Buddha. Once the Buddha saw a ghost which was going around and there were crows, kind of, there were beings which are like crows, were picking on that, and the flesh, when all the flesh was finished, then the ghost would get back the flesh, and then these birds would arrive once again and they would start picking on that. So there's a very kind of a painful realm which is there. And below that realm, it is an animal realm. You can think that animals may be in a very good position. And some people say animals have no worry and everything, but they have a very difficult life. From birth to death, they have to struggle, and there is always a threat of being killed. Some have a good life, which is of pets, like cats, dogs. They have a better life. So Buddha is saying that one of the sutta, the Buddha is explaining that also. The Buddha is saying that if you are doing dana, but not keeping shila, we talked about the 8 precepts, 5 precepts. If you are not keeping the 5 precepts, but you are doing dana, then because you are not keeping the 5 precepts, you are born in an animal realm. But because you are doing dana, then you are being born in a good place. One of the places the Buddha is saying is like a king's table. When the king's table, the horses are kept clean and everything. Now we can say they are born as pets. Like cats are there, dogs are there. They get fed. They get so we have some pets or dogs and cats over here in this temple. So they are well taken care of. I also give 3-4 times, because whenever I go out, they are demanding for that give me something. So I have to keep some chew sticks and everything to give them. So they are having a good life, but they may have done some dana or some kind of good donations in the past. So they are receiving that. Even though they did not keep the precepts, they got a comfortable life. So that is what the Buddha is saying. Then below that, there are many kinds of hell realms. So as you do your activities which are there, say somebody is not keeping the precept, he's not doing dana also, then he is surely going to the hell realms. So there are many different types of hell realm the Buddha is explaining. So one of those hells, which is the ultimate hell, which is Bhante Dhammagavesi used to explain, because this is the hell realm, Devadatta, the cousin of the Buddha, who tried to kill the Buddha, and also he split the Sangha. So because of that, he would go to a hell realm, which is like a very deep pit of volcano. And then the person goes into the pit, and all the skin burns, and then he comes back, and it takes a lot of time for it to go up and down. And for a moment, he gets all his body back, and this is the amount of time he will get to rest, and then again he goes into the pit. So that is a very powerful and very painful realm the Buddha is explaining. But because of that, going in and experiencing that dukkha, anybody who goes into that next lifetime, he will become a Pacheka Buddha, because then he will say, this is too much dukkha in the samsara, I want an end for the samsara. Even if the Buddha era is not there, he will work and gain a nibbana. So he'll become a Pacheka Buddha. Pacheka Buddha gain understanding or release on their own, but they don't teach, because that time it is not a good time to teach. So that is how the different kind of realms are mentioned by the Buddha. Now, when we are talking about karma and our activities, the Buddha is saying that how his teaching can be summarized. That is very simple. He says that Dana Shila Bhavana. Dana is the generosity. Generosity starts with the mind. So don't think thoughts of bad or ill will about others. Don't curse others on the this thing. Don't say, oh, may he have accident, or may he kind of have suffering. Because that is the first thing. If we have it in our mind, and our mind is our forerunner, then all those things will happen. Have metta, have karuna, have mudita, have upekha in our mind, and share that mind. So it starts with the mind, and then it is the body. So you start with a smile. So whenever you see a other person, you smile, and then you have good speech. So anybody who's there, encouraging speech, gentle speech. Gentle speech has been praised by the Buddha many, many times. Then new action. You can help somebody lift some weight, put something on the top shelf, then help the other person. Then the next is, if you can help them physically or monetarily, you have to do whatever is there. So that is what the dana is there. Shila is the precepts which you talked about, 5 and the 8 precepts. Then there is bhavana. Bhavana is the development of the mind. That is where meditation comes into play, where you develop your mind. So meditation is not about getting into calmness or tranquility. The meditation is about gaining understanding. And that is what the Buddha is talking about. I teach about dukkha and the end of dukkha. And that end of dukkha can only happen by understanding. But that understanding is not there, then all the different type of meditation, the aim of the meditation is not fulfilled. Because you may, by breathing meditation, you can get calm. By metta meditation, you can feel calm. By doing some other things also, breathing exercises, you can feel calm. By doing exercises like running, you run, and at one point of time, your body releases some chemicals. And you feel tranquil. No noise will subside. You'll feel nice. But that all are experiences. Your understanding is only developed by the teaching. And that teaching is based on the Buddha. And how the Buddha is framing and making you understand how the mind is working. So that is the meditation. So that is how the Buddha is talking about the process. Now we will go further, and I'll read from the sutta. Now the Buddha is talking about the summary of this thing. The whole thing which is summarized in these things. So one should not kill living beings or take what is not given. One should not speak falsehood or drink intoxicants. One should refrain from sexual activity, from unchastity. One should not eat at night or at inappropriate time. Inappropriate is after midday kind of thing for monks. One should not wear garlands or apply scents. One should sleep on a low bed or on a mat on the ground. This, they say, is the 8-factor Uposatha proclaimed by the Buddha, who, reaching the end of suffering, as far as the sun and moon resolve, shedding light so beautiful to gaze upon, dispellers of darkness, So darkness is like ignorance is when you are there, it is darkness. So when the Buddha is giving, he is giving knowledge. So with this knowledge, that darkness goes away. Moving through the filament, they shine in the sky, brightening up the waters. That is the 4 quarters or 6 quarters or 10. Whatever wealth exists in this sphere, pearls, gems, excellent berry, horn, gold, and mountain gold, and the natural gold called hataka. Those are not worth a 16th part of an uposatha complete in 8 factors. So the Buddha is saying that all the wealth of the world, if it is kept at one side, this is not even a 16th part of the value you get from one uposatha or one day you spend with these 8 factors. So that is the importance of this uposatha. Just as all the host of stars do not match the moon's radiance. So if you see there are in the sky, there are many stars, but the radiance of the moon we can experience, which is there, which is the highest. When you look at this moon today, you can see that other stars which are there, they don't equal the radiance of the moon. Therefore, a virtuous man or woman, having observed the Uposatha complete in 8 factors and having made merit productive of happiness, blameless, goes to a heavenly state. That is the reason when he does this Uposatha even once in all its 8 factors, then he will be earning that much merit that he will be reborn in heaven. So that is how the sutta is ending. So if you have any questions, we are open for questions, and you can ask anything about meditation also or anything unrelated. Dheeraj, you have any questions?
Sir, a lot of questions are there, and these comes, once in a while, and then I get some answer, then move to another question. So a lot of questions are there, but if I have to ask one question today, so I wanted to understand, the state of equanimity, and when you reach there, so I am trying to understand the meaning behind it, like, because in the state of loving and kindness, you are sharing it, but in the state of equanimity, I don't understand like what we should do. Like we remain calm and we just remain in that state and don't do anything, just watching, observing. So what is the difference between these two states, and how we can still be kind and loving for others while we are in this state?
So the Buddha is very clear that he says that radiate the equanimity. So you can share this equanimity also. Just have the intention that what I am feeling now, may others also feel this way. Equanimity is a state of not even happiness and not even pain. So there is a space between that, which is very calm and balanced state. Now, if
Okay.
somebody were to experience that state, that can be only experienced in meditation. Because in
Mhm.
life, uh, now
Yes.
indifference is comes closest, in life. But in meditation only you can experience a state of equanimity. So when this was you are in equanimity, you can just let your intention be that let anybody who is there who can experience this same state. Buddha says that is very important because there may be beings who may be not experience this. And then this experience which you are sharing, which is a universal thing, it is not a personal thing which is there. It's also an impersonal process. You just have the
Mhm.
intention, and that reaches the being. That being gets, oh, this is also possible. I want to be born as a human being and I want to do some good. So I can
Okay.
also get this. So now that has a lot of merit. That's the reason the
Ah.
Buddha said, just a snap of a finger, if you do this practice of Brahma Viharas, even Metta,
Hmm.
of merit. It is like more merit than a Ashwamedha Yagna, that which was happening in the time of before the Buddha and at the time of the Buddha, which was a big yagna. So he says, even if a slap of a finger you do that much, you will get more merit than an Ashwamedha Yajna. So that is what the Buddha is saying, and there is a lot of merit in doing that sharing. So as I said, that dana starts with the mind, but
Yes.
the mind, the health role also starts with the mind. If you have
Yes.
ill will towards others, anger towards others, cursing in our mind, then that also hurts us. So
Yes.
both the things are there. So mentally, if you have to be right, if you are reaching equanimity, then that is good. But at one point of that meditation, equanimity you cannot share, and there is a stillness which is there at one
Mhm.
stage. At that stage, you can stay still and just stay with the mind. But as long as it is, your intention is there to share, and you feel that this is there is a radiation which is happening, that is also good. And if it
Okay.
just stays still, then that is also good. So there
So
are
there's,
two stages.
yeah, please go on. Sorry
Yeah,
to
there's
interrupt.
two stages. One stage where you will be able to share. One stage there will be stillness.
Okay, so in the stage of stillness, as you said, when you sit in the meditation, so a lot of chemicals are getting released. So you feel, these are just experiences. So the stillness is also experience, or is it something that we need to attain that thing? That is a like part of the process that we have to reach there, and then like this also feels like the experience only. But when the learnings, when we talk about the wisdom, so how the wisdom comes while we are still, so this I'm
So
confused.
yeah, it is very. So that is a very nice thing which you kind of pointed out. One of the things is that see, if you are doing meditation, you reach a stage that is not required. One thing is you don't need to get to equanimity to progress in understanding, because wisdom can happen in any stages. Say a person is there in a equanimity. There, how does he evaluate? He says that this is impermanent. I was not in equanimity. Now I am in equanimity, and maybe after some time I'll not be in equanimity. So there is impermanence which is there in equanimity. It's a very
Yes.
nice space, but there is impermanence which is there. Then you see that it is dukkha. So if you resist it, if you want to hold on to the equanimity, and it goes away, it goes away because it is impermanent, then you create yourself a dukkha. So there is no resistance which is there. Then you are causing yourself dukkha. Then you see that it is impersonal, anatha, because of the causes and conditions, this thing came, which is equanimity. As the causes and conditions subside, this equanimity which was there, that also subsides. So you see the impermanence which is there, you see the dukkha which is there, you see the impersonality which is there, and that you can see in the first jhana also. For in first jhana, there is some joy coming up. So you say this joy has come because of this joy was not there. Now this joy has come. This joy will go away. So it's impermanent. You can see that there can be holding on to the joy. When you start meditation, this joy is, oh, I don't want to leave it. So that
Yes.
is the dukkha which you are creating. Then you see that causes and conditions, like you are sitting, six-horing, everything which is there, and coming back to the object of meditation. Because of that, your joy arose. As the causes and condition goes away, maybe you go to a higher place where the joy subsides, but there is happiness which is there. You can go to second jhana. So the joy subsides and happiness is there. So that can, because of the changing of causes and conditions, the joy will also go. So
Yes.
that you see that all the things which are there, impermanence, we can contemplate. We can contemplate dukkha, we can contemplate anatha. And that is the wisdom which is there. So when you are contemplating those things, you will be able to see the reality of everything which is there. Because everything which you are there in the morning, you get up and want tea. So now that thing which you are seeing is the tea was not there. Now the tea is there. And then you, after you drink the tea gets over. If you don't like the tea, there is a little bit more strong, and you don't like the tea, then there is dukkha you are creating.
Yeah.
Because you are resisting this strongness of the.
Resisting, yeah.
So that resisting, you will see, and then you will see that, okay, this is also impersonal because of causes and conditions. We kept the
Okay.
flame
So
for.
you mean like whenever we are interacting with the real world, then we are actually analyzing whether we have the wisdom or not. Because while sitting, a lot of people are meditating and they are getting experiences, very nice experiences. But when we go out and we see that these kind of problems are coming in the life, and in that moment, if we are not able to connect the dot that why it is coming, then again we don't have that wisdom. Is that something that you are explaining, sir?
Correct. So what you are learning from meditation is now applied to your life also. And all interactions become in line with your understanding. So that is a
Yes.
fundamental question you asked, which is very good. So that is how you kind of slowly grow in your practice.
Yeah, because I have this question because a lot of people, when I see like they are meditating and in their life, they are resisting or someone else is resisting them, and then they feel, no, I'm meditating. Why meditation is not working? So I believe that, this is the thing that they are not able to connect two things like the real knowledge that we are learning from the suttas and the meditation and everything we have to connect together. Then we can understand these situations.
Yeah, very good. Yes, very well put. And that is how slowly our changing in behavior happens. So Bhante Vimal our teacher, used to say, how do you kind of gauge if this meditation is working or not? He says you have to see your behavior changing, and somebody else will say if your behavior changes, that you are behaving differently. So if you are angry and you can less angry, somebody says, I see that you are not getting angry a lot now. Or somebody will say that, oh, you have become more calmer, you are not agitated. So something like
Yeah.
that.
And in our life, like I have learned this thing a lot of time, like anything that is happening based off our law of karma, anything that is happening good or bad, it's happening because we had done something in the past, and this is the
Yeah,
reflection of what we had done, and what will
correct,
happen in the future is based on like what we will do today. So
correct.
that's how it is changing. So my question was like, now I have realized a lot of things when I see that uh, someone has done something wrong with me, and now my mind goes into, it should happen that I might have triggered something and I am responsible even for that situation, even if someone is doing wrong with me. So is that a correct way of thinking, or should I refine my thought process here?
See, you can reflect on that, but don't blame yourself because that is also an
Not
impersonal.
blaming, but I have become responsible so that I learn something from that event, that how come someone can do something with me when I feel that I don't have done anything wrong with him. So what is making him to come to me and doing all those things? Not blaming, but some reflections to learn from that event.
That is a very good space to be in, to be self-reflecting. But you understand that karmic things which are there happens in three ways. One is that something which has happened in the past. So maybe past
Okay.
lives or something like that. Something which has happened in the near future. So like you become fat because you are eating a lot of things, or your metabolism is very slow, but you eat a fixed amount of food. Then you become fat. That is in the medium term what you have done. Then the third is happenstance. Happenstance is certain things which happen and you happen to be there. So the accidents is a thing which the Buddha has given a kind of provision for. So one of the examples the Buddha is giving is if you refrain from killing living beings, you will have a long lifespan. And you are born with a long lifespan, but if there is an accident and you pass away, then you go into heaven and spend the rest of the merit which is there in heavenly realms. So now the Buddha is saying a person who is born with a long lifespan can also die earlier than his allocated lifetime. Why? Because there is a happenstance which is there. Happenstances, certain things may happen, and that may not be related to your karma. Okay.
Okay.
So, and that is how we have to also accept that there are certain things you may not be responsible also. There is no 100% thing which is there in the teaching of the
Okay.
Buddha.
Understood. Understood.
That may have, the other person may have a kind of a different trigger, and then they may have done this, and you may not be responsible karmically also. So that can also be a possibility. So don't try to analyze this through the lens of karma. What you said is more mature in the sense that what you are saying is I kind of do a self-reflection, which is a much mature way of doing it.
Yes. Understood.
Okay. So anything else? Anybody else has any questions? Yes. Yes, come on.
Many times we are able to spread loving kindness, but sometimes it happens that cross communication arms come in legs and
I'm
back.
sorry, your voice is breaking. Huh? I was not able to understand the question. Can you repeat or type it in the chat box? Yes. Yes.
Now my voice is audible.
Yes.
Better now.
Yes.
Many times it happens that in meditation we are able to say loving kindness.
Oh, what happened? I think he was talking about loving kindness. Got disconnected. I think the connection was not so good. But he has come back. Huh? So you're talking about, Kamal, you're talking about loving kindness. Yes. No, your voice is breaking. If it is possible, just put the question on the chat. Huh? I'll answer. So certain times, one of the things about loving kindness I'll tell you is that Buddha has praised that practice a lot. And as per Bhante Dhammagavesi, when he researched about, I think not Bhante, but David Johnson, who is the senior most student, and he was a friend of Bhante also, so was associated with Bhante for more than 40 years. So when he kind of researched, he found that the Buddha has taught loving kindness more times than the breathing meditation or any other object of meditation, like kasinas are there or any other objects of meditation which is there. The Buddha has taught Brahma Vihara and loving kindness the most. One of the things which is popularly not known is Kalama Sutta. The Buddha is that Kalama Sutta, the people were skeptical. So the Buddha says, don't believe because of previous teachers or many other different kind of things. But after that, not many people realize that what the Buddha taught was the Brahma Viharas. He taught Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upeka. So he taught loving kindness, he taught compassion, he taught sympathetic joy, and he taught equanimity. After he gave this teaching that don't believe, because he says that when you experience this, then there is no question. Because that is a self-experience which is there. So the Buddha is giving to the most skeptical, most doubtful people, the most confused people, the practice which the Buddha is giving is metta. So that's a very kind of important aspect which is there. One has to understand about the metta meditation which is there. So let us wait for Kamal's answer or question. Anybody else has any question? In meanwhile, I can take that. Shubham, you have any question?
No, Bhante, we can share the merits maybe.
No, I think Kamal is writing the
he's writing
question.
some.
So his connection is not good, so I cannot listen to his question. So we'll wait for a minute or two. Yes.
Vandami Bhante,
Yes.
sometimes my mind feel that loving and kindness, and sometimes these feelings disappear.
Correct.
And directly, I started to watch my mind,
Correct.
and again I get confused, and I get confused that time. Ki, what should I practice furthermore?
Okay, so certain times when you are doing the practice initially, you may feel that the loving kindness has gone. So one thing is that don't have any kind of preconceived notion of the loving kindness should be in this way. Even if there is any calmness or just a pleasant feeling which is there, then you can stay with that pleasant feeling or just stay with the smile. But if you feel that that is not the helping, then you can again go back to one of the incidents which makes you happy. So just remember some time which made you happy, like going to the beach or playing with a puppy or playing with a small child. That gives you a good feeling. Certain things may be very unique to yourself. One of our students was there. He said that whenever I see a very big tree, I get happiness, I get calmness. One of them said, whenever I think of dolphins, I feel very happy. Somebody said, I feel very happy while I think about flowers. So that can be unique to yourself. So whatever makes you happy, just think over that, see that feeling which is there, and then stay with that feeling as long as possible. So that is how you can come back to the feeling of, then after that, let go of that thoughts and then stay with this feeling which is there in your heart. And then you continue with your practice. Does that
Can I
answer?
ask, Bhante, one question also I want to
Uh-huh.
ask. When we reach to mind, when we started radiating metta from the mind, I heard that vibration should not be there. It should not be a vibration, only radiation.
No,
So,
don't get confused with vibration, radiation, and all these things.
mhm.
All words have our own meaning. So all words have my own meaning. I have, and you have your own meaning. If I say red, you are thinking of some other shade of red, and I am thinking of some other shade of red. Okay, so it cannot be the same. So don't get too confused with the radiation and vibration and all these things. Just
Mhm.
stay there and have the intention of sharing it with others.
Oh,
Okay. So
yes,
this
Bhante.
intention which is there has to be there, and let the whatever is there, don't get involved with the semantics of what is there. It may feel like radiation, it may feel like certain times vibrations, but you just have the intention that whatever I feel, this feeling I share. That feeling can be very subtle. It can be a blank
Mhm.
feeling of calmness. Then also you just share.
Thank you, Bhante.
Okay, I see he has put this thing many times. So I'll answer. Many times due to gross and hard pain sensation, you are not able to spread metta. Then what should we do? See, for a long time you are not able to spread metta and that painful sensations are there. Then I would suggest go for forgiveness meditation. Forgiveness meditation is designed for the time we are getting stuck in a meditation and you're not feeling that you are going forward. So if there is any gross or hard pain sensation, then at that time do this forgiveness, because all the details of the forgiveness is given on the website. And if you want, you can send me a message or on the group, any group which you are there, you send a message and I'll share all the details of the forgiveness meditation. So that helps get rid of all that which is called blockages. Certain times we have energy blockages. Because of this energy blockage, we are not able to move forward. So what we do is don't fight with it. Just let that be and then be with forgiveness. Forgiveness, I have seen miracles happen. One lady who had come who had 50 years of bad marriage. But in 7 or 8 days of forgiveness meditation, she was able to let go of all that pain, go into jhanas and kind of attain higher jhanas also. And that she did it in the 10 days retreat. So this can be very powerful meditation. Once Bhante Vimal was giving a retreat in Malaysia. I remember the area name was Shah Alam. That was the area name was there. So that place the Bhante was giving. One lady came. She looked like 50. Actually, she was not 50, but she looked like 50 years old. And she later on, I found out that she had a lot of difficulty. She had 10-15 years of marriage, which she was considered ugly, and because of that, there was a kind of a pressure from her in-laws also. They did not like, and they have a very bad 15 years of life she had. And she looked very painful. But when Bhante started giving her forgiveness meditation and she started doing it, at the end of the 10 days, she looked as a different person. And then because Bhante did not carry mobiles, she sent me message. Photos of her going to picnic with her husband. She said, this is the first time in our marriage that we have gone out for picnic with the children. And she looked happy. I said, my life and my relationship, my in-laws have changed. My relationship, my husband has changed. And I feel very relaxed. And she was looking like a very completely different person. I said, I want Bhante to look at the children and the picnic photos. So so that is how the life-changing things can happen in 10 days. So whenever you feel that you are getting stuck in the meditation, then do forgiveness. That is the reason the forgiveness meditation is there, to kind of dissolve all that negative energy which you have accumulated. Is that helpful? Okay. So there is somebody else. I am regularly practicing meditation and I feel I am becoming more calm and kind to others. And I always keep smiling. But sometimes in the classroom, other teachers advise me, don't be too kind to others. My students are also calm and obedient, but the other teachers are different. How should I handle this? So one of the things is that the difference between being calm and kind of in control and being weak, that is kind of being without a spine, which is there, is a different thing. So when you are being calm, that is the way you have to behave. So, and you have to make others, teacher, understand that, see, what you send out in the world comes back to you. So if you are able to be calm and smiling, then what you come back, like your students are also calm and obedient. So what you are giving out to the world, you are receiving. So if you are giving out sternness, discipline, harshness, then what you get from the students is also sternness, discipline, and harshness. And that is what you have to make them understand, that when I am able to give something which is wholesome, then I am also able to receive those things wholesome which is there. And that is the way you have to live in life. And what you are doing is the correct path. So even if the people have habitual tendencies, and you should not go by the habitual tendencies, you should go by what your instinct is there, and your instinct is in the correct place. You're doing the right thing. Once a person is doing the right thing, even the whole world opposes that also, but the right person remains the right person. So the Buddha says that one person can be right and the whole world can be wrong. Okay, so that is how one has to kind of see that if I am right and I am doing the right thing, in the long term, nothing will happen wrong to me. So one of the things Bhante used to say, which we kind of repeat many times, is if you take care of the Dhamma takes care of you. And I've seen in my life that many times, many things which are happening automatically will happen. And certain times it is like a miracle that how is this things happening. One example I'll give you. Sister Khema was there in Nepal. She wanted to come back and she said, I am very tired. Over here, there's too much pollution and I have become very weak and I'm not feeling well. I want to come back, see if I can get a business class ticket. So I checked that this economy ticket was say 10,000 or 11,000 rupees. So I said, economy is already 11,000, it will be 33,000. Sister Kema said, no problem, check if it is there. Then I said, okay, I'll check. Then I checked the business class ticket. That was not 11,000, that was 10,000. It was cheaper than the economy ticket. I had taken screenshot and hopefully there's that screenshot I have kept somewhere. Maybe I had sent to sister also. And then I booked immediately her kind of business class ticket, which is cheaper than the economy. Because that time, sister actually required, she was in a health situation and she wanted to come back. So that is the thing I saw, that, okay, this can happen, which is there. And it has happened to me also, sometimes in traveling and sometimes while arranging things. Sometimes I had booked a ticket and I had to change it. The dates I had to change. And I was thinking, oh, this will be a lot of expenses. I have to change the date. There will be a lot of expense which is there. Then the airline itself changed the schedule. And I had an opportunity to cancel that ticket and get the full refund and book another ticket, which was a better ticket than the previous one and at a different date. So that was a wonderful experience I also had. So I truly believe in that if you take care of the Dhamma takes care of you. If you bring out and send calmness and smiling and wholesomeness in the world, then wholesomeness will come back. So don't worry about what the others are telling. You are at the right path, so continue. Is that helpful?
Yes, Bhante, thank you.
Namo Buddhaya. Harunarayan Gautam, do you want to ask any question? आपको कुछ पूछना है?
नहीं सर.
नमो बुद्धाय, जय भीम.
ठीक है, ओके.
Okay then. चलो फिर हम we will just share the merits then. Okay, हम merit share करते हैं.
Bhante ji, just one thing.
Yeah.
Sorry to ask.
No.
Like this happens very rare. Like I can resonate with the people, those who have real high wisdom, and I get my answer. And this happened today. So thank you so much for answering my questions. And also, I do respect your time. I just wanted to check, like, if we have to take some appointment and wanted to connect, if I have some confusion, so how can we reach out to you?
You can send me a WhatsApp message, and whenever I'm free, we can have a conversation. We can be on Zoom also, on WhatsApp, whatever is there. Normally 5 to 6 I'm free, or certain times at 4:35 I'm free.
Yeah, I do have realization that you have a lot of responsibilities for a lot of people, and I want to make sure whenever I connect with you, I ask genuine and good questions to you so that I can get those answers, and I don't waste your time in asking wrong questions. So I want to make sure that as well.
Don't worry about the question. Whatever is there, we are happy to kind of answer. Okay.
Thank you.
You can arrange for the time, and normally when I'm in India, like doing retreats, that is the best time I have. Till 9th April, I am free. So in these days, if you want to come back to me, you can do. Or after 20th of May, I'll have more time. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, then we'll share the merits. May suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings find relief. May all beings share this merit that we have thus acquired for the acquisition of all kinds of happiness. May beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty powers, share this merit of ours. May they long protect the Buddha's dispensations. Thank you everybody for coming. And next month, maybe I may not be able to come because 1st of May, I start a retreat in Buddhapada, or we can do it on 31st, if that is the case, or some other teacher may come. Okay. Then after that, I'll be there. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you so
Bhante
much, everyone.
Dhammagavesi.
Thank you, Bhante.
Bye.